Raise your hand if you think the world is in great shape, society is just cruising along like a Beach Boys song, and humanity has got a big, bright, beautiful future ahead. If you raised your hand, number one, you're an idiot. I can't see you, dummy. What are you even thinking? Number two, you're wrong. From climate change to nuclear weapon wielding maniacs to drastic city budget cuts, it's fair to say things are tough all over. All that from the perspective of a person just trying to live their day-to-day life, get a few hours of sleep every night, and drink enough water to hit those self-care goals. It all can get to be way too big. A lot of us feel overwhelmed and tired and flat out helpless in the face of so much yuck. But what if I told you you could take all of those feelings of helplessness and flush them right down the crapper? What if you could help people and make the world a better place? I'm talking about volunteerism, y'all. Oops. I'll do that again. Wherever you live, there is a cause or a nonprofit or a person who could really use your help. And I want to talk about why you should be volunteering your time, how to find the time to volunteer, and how to find the best places to give your time. So I know what you're thinking. I'm psychic. You're thinking, Jessie, no, I already work a ton and have to put cats through college, and they have expensive tastes. I have to pay my landlord's mortgage, and I have to pay taxes on schools that my kids don't even go to. I can't afford to volunteer. And on top of that, I don't have the time. I heard you think all that. I hear all your thoughts. Here's why I think you should volunteer anyway. Because it's good for you and it's good for your community. In my opinion, volunteering is 50% selfish. I volunteer because it makes me feel better about myself and about my community. It gets me around people who are putting good things out into the world and doing their damn best to make things better in this scary place. It gives me hope, and hope makes me feel better. I want you to feel better too. Volunteering reduces depression, helps people stay physically and mentally active, and reduces stress. Volunteerism is self-care. So I've convinced you. You're now thinking, damn, Jessie is on some real shit right now, but I still don't have time to volunteer. You know, maybe that's true and maybe it's not. I'll tell you what though, I am busy as hell and I still find time to volunteer. And if I do it, I bet you can too. One of the big misconceptions about volunteering is that it requires a lot of your time. Wrong, untrue, fake news. The cool thing about volunteering is it ain't your job. So you can choose how much time you want to give. Some causes require a minimal time investment on your part. Others need volunteers on a regular basis, and maybe you can add it to your calendar so it becomes part of your routine. And other volunteer opportunities, you can literally do them from the comfort of your own home. Everyone has something to give. Now, you know why you should volunteer, and you know how you can be flexible with your time, but how do you figure out where to volunteer? I'm gonna have some specific suggestions for you in a few seconds, but the most important thing when choosing where to give your time is to pick a cause that matters to you. It can be through a formal nonprofit or it can be more loosely organized, such as spending time with an elderly neighbor or babysitting a friend's kids so they can get a mental health break. There are a million different ways to help out. One resource to use is volunteermatch.org, which lists volunteer opportunities in your area. If you are unsure about an organization's trustworthiness, research them first on charitynavigator.org, which assesses nonprofits so you can easily see if they are worth giving your time. Now, I'm going to talk about some of my favorite charities, organizations, and causes in Southwest Florida and tell you about how easily you can get involved as a volunteer. Roll that beautiful bean footage. United Way is like the nonprofit of nonprofits. They find out what everyone is doing in the area so that everyone can help each other help others better. It's genius, honestly. I've done volunteer photography for them, so if that's a thing you do, they could use more photographers. They are also a great resource if you want to know about all the cool volunteer opportunities locally, from delivering meals to food insecure families, to planting trees, to getting involved with pride events. United Way is right there in the middle of it all. You can volunteer for one-day events, help for just a couple hours, or make a more long-term commitment. The Neighborhood Accountability Board is another great low-commitment volunteer opportunity. You go through some training, which can take a few hours, but this is a restorative justice program aimed at stopping the school-to-prison pipeline that a lot of juvenile offenders get stuck in, and all the kids that participate benefit so much. You'll love this program. Trailways Camp is admittedly my favorite program of all time, but I kind of helped start it. This camp takes adults with disabilities, most of whom live at home full-time with a parent or guardian, into the woods for some good old-fashioned glamping. You can help by being an audience member at the talent show, or a dance party guest, or a canoeing buddy, or even just serving lunch. The time commitment can be minimal, and the skills required are very simple. Just be a good friend. Kinda related, there's an event every year called Night to Shine that I love volunteering for. It's like 4 hours max. And get this, you get to wear a prom dress. A prom dress! Night to Shine is a prom for adults and teens with disabilities. It's nice, clean fun for folks who often miss out on simple recreational activities. Where else do you get to volunteer as a prom guest? Super rad. Valerie's House is one of my favorite nonprofits. They provide free grief support groups to children who have experienced the death of a parent or a sibling. This one can take more of a weekly commitment, but it's worth the time you'll invest in completely changing the lives of these kids and their families. If you're unlike me and you're good at sports, there's also Hoops on a Mission, which provides youth mentoring through basketball. It's absolutely amazing, and I've never participated myself because I'm an indoor cat. I could literally go on for hours telling you about all the groups and nonprofits I know of that need your help. Some of you already do things like participate in political campaigns or even run nonprofits if you're a total overachiever like Angela.
Fuck you, Jesse.
And I want to see more of my friends getting out there and doing good deeds, helping their neighbors and standing up for causes that are important to them. The world isn't going to get any better until we all decide to make it better. So let's go out and save the damn world. Go. What? You're still here. No. Okay, turn off the podcast, press pause.
No. Don't.